What do seniors who remain strong and independent past 80 do differently than those who don't? In the next few minutes, you'll discover 4 scientifically documented daily habits that researchers found in thousands of thriving 80-plus-year-olds who still drive, live alone, and need zero assistance with daily activities. And I'll reveal the one habit that Harvard researchers say is the single strongest predictor of whether you'll reach 90 still living independently. Yet it takes less than 10 minutes a day. Wilbur, an 84-year-old retired postal worker from Tennessee, follows these 4 research-backed habits daily and still maintains his own home, drives to the grocery store twice weekly, and handles all his own yard work without help from anyone. His doctor recently told him his strength and mobility exceed those of most 70-year-olds. Let me show you exactly what he does. Habit 1. The morning protein priority. Most seniors over 80 who maintain muscle strength eat protein within 30 minutes of waking, something most Americans skip entirely in favor of toast, cereal, or just coffee. Research published in the Journal of Gerontology and strongly endorsed by the Mayo Clinic shows that seniors who consume 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast maintain significantly more muscle mass and functional strength than those who eat carbohydrate-heavy morning meals. This isn't just about building muscles for appearance. This is about maintaining the physical capability to lift yourself out of a chair, carry your own groceries, get dressed without assistance, and perform every basic activity that defines independent living. Your body has been fasting all night, and when you wake up without adequate protein, it begins breaking down your own muscle tissue to obtain the amino acids it needs for essential functions throughout the morning. Ethel, 82, from Milwaukee, used to eat a bowl of cereal with banana and toast every morning and noticed her arms getting weaker each month. After her physical therapist suggested switching to 3 scrambled eggs with cheese every morning, she regained the arm strength to lift her grandchildren within just 3 months. She now helps with household tasks she'd given up on and recently started volunteering at her church kitchen, something that requires significant physical stamina and strength she thought was gone forever. Without adequate morning protein, your body has no choice but to break down your own muscle tissue for energy throughout the day, causing progressive weakness that eventually makes independent living completely impossible. This muscle loss compounds daily. Every morning you skip protein, you lose a tiny bit more strength. Over months and years, this adds up to the difference between living independently in your own home and needing full-time care. The research is absolutely clear on this point. Seniors who prioritize protein at breakfast maintain independence significantly longer than those who don't, regardless of their exercise habits or genetics. Your morning meal is either feeding your muscles or forcing your body to consume them. Eat 3 whole eggs, a full cup of Greek yogurt, or a protein shake containing at least 25 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking every single morning, without exception. Cook the eggs the night before if mornings are rushed, or keep hard-boiled eggs ready in your refrigerator. If you don't like eggs, cottage cheese with nuts, leftover chicken, or a quality protein powder mixed with milk all work perfectly. Make this non-negotiable. Set out your protein source the night before so there's no morning excuse or decision to make. Start tomorrow morning. Your muscles are depending on this fuel, and every day you delay is another day of unnecessary muscle loss you'll never fully recover. Habit 2. The purposeful daily walk. Did you know that seniors who walk with purpose maintain independence twice as long as those who only walk for exercise on a treadmill or around their neighborhood? Johns Hopkins research specifically studying seniors over 80 found that those who walk to accomplish specific tasks, going to the grocery store, walking to the post office, visiting neighbors, or going to the bank, maintain both cognitive function and physical independence significantly longer than those who only walk for exercise without a destination or purpose. The difference is profound and has everything to do with how your brain engages during purposeful activity versus mindless exercise. When you walk to accomplish something, your brain must navigate, plan your route, remember your purpose, potentially interact with others, make decisions, and problem solve if obstacles arise. This multi-dimensional brain engagement provides powerful protective effects that simple exercise walking cannot match. Curtis, 86, from Boise, walks to his local coffee shop 3 mornings every week, to the library twice weekly to return books and browse new ones, and to visit his neighbor every Sunday afternoon for conversation. His purposeful walking keeps both his body strong and his mind sharp, because each walk requires planning, navigation, social engagement, and accomplishment of real goals. His daughter says he's sharper and more capable now than he was 5 years ago, which his doctor attributes directly to his habit of walking with purpose rather than just for exercise. Walking without purpose provides genuine physical cardiovascular benefits, but completely misses the critical cognitive engagement that comes from navigation, planning, memory recall, and social interaction that protects your brain from decline. Treadmill walking or aimless neighborhood loops exercise your legs, but leave your brain relatively idle, missing the opportunity to strengthen the exact cognitive functions: spatial awareness, planning, memory, decision-making, that determine whether you can live independently. Research shows that cognitive decline, not physical decline, is often the first reason seniors lose independence. Walking with purpose exercises both your body and the specific brain functions you need most to remain self-sufficient and capable of managing your own life. Schedule 3 purposeful walks each week starting this week to accomplish real errands. Walk to the post office to mail letters, to the corner store for milk, to the pharmacy for prescriptions, to a coffee shop to meet a friend, or to a neighbor's home for a visit. Write these walks in your calendar as appointments with specific purposes, rather than vague exercise intentions. If distances are too far, drive part way and walk the final blocks. The key is engaging your brain with navigation, purpose, and accomplishment, not just moving your legs. Turn your walks into missions starting this week. Every purposeful walk strengthens both your body and the cognitive abilities that preserve your independence. Habit 3. The manual task commitment. Seniors who maintain independence past 80 consistently perform manual tasks with their hands. Cooking from scratch, gardening, household repairs, woodworking, sewing and crafts, rather than relying on convenience and hiring others. Harvard Medical School research demonstrates that complex hand movements and manual tasks requiring planning and problem-solving stimulate multiple brain regions simultaneously, including those responsible for planning, sequencing, problem-solving, and memory consolidation. These are precisely the cognitive functions that decline first in aging and directly determine your ability to live independently. When you cook a meal from scratch, your brain must plan the sequence of steps, problem solve when things don't go as expected, use fine motor control, make decisions, and remember techniques, all while your hands perform intricate movements. This comprehensive brain workout cannot be replicated by passive activities like watching television or even reading. Lucille, 83, from Baton Rouge, maintains a vegetable garden, sews her own curtains and does alterations, and cooks elaborate meals from scratch daily for herself and sometimes neighbors. Her neurologist recently told her that her cognitive test scores rival those of healthy 60-year-olds and specifically credited her consistent manual activities as the likely reason for her exceptional brain health. She has no intention of stopping these activities because she says they give her purpose, pride, and the satisfaction of remaining capable and productive. Relying heavily on convenience foods, avoiding repairs by always calling professionals, and giving up hands-on hobbies and activities accelerates cognitive decline and fine motor skill loss that directly leads to dependence on others. Your brain operates on a use it or lose it principle, and when you stop challenging it with complex manual tasks, the neural pathways supporting those skills begin to deteriorate rapidly. Within months of giving up manual activities, you'll notice difficulty with tasks requiring planning and sequencing, following recipes, completing repairs, or managing multi-step projects. This cognitive decline then spreads to other areas, like financial management and self-care, creating a cascade toward dependence that becomes extremely difficult to reverse once it's established. Commit to at least 30 minutes daily of hands-on manual activities starting today. Cook real meals from scratch rather than reheating prepared foods. Start a garden even if it's just herbs in pots. Take on simple household repairs you've been putting off. Learn woodworking or model building. Resume sewing or knitting, or tackle craft projects you've always wanted to try. The specific activity matters less than regularly engaging your hands and brain together in complex, purposeful work that requires planning and problem solving. Schedule this time just as you'd schedule any important appointment, because maintaining these skills is directly maintaining your independence and cognitive health. Use your hands or lose the ability. Start a manual project today and make it a permanent part of your daily routine. Habit 4, the resistance ritual. What if I told you that seniors over 80 who do resistance exercises just twice weekly are 3 times more likely to maintain complete independence compared to those who don't? The CDC and National Institute on Aging both confirm through extensive research that resistance training in seniors over 80 directly prevents the accelerated muscle loss that causes falls, fractures, loss of mobility, and ultimately loss of independent living status. After age 80, muscle loss accelerates dramatically if you do nothing to stop it. You can lose 5 to 8% of your muscle mass annually, which means in just 5 years you could lose nearly half your functional strength. This isn't about vanity or fitness. This is about maintaining the basic physical capability to stand up from the toilet, get out of bed, climb stairs, carry objects, and perform every activity required to live without assistance from others. Garrett, 87, from Sacramento, does chair squats, wall push-ups, and resistance band exercises for exactly 15 minutes every Tuesday and Friday morning right after breakfast, never missing a session. He recently passed his driver's license renewal with perfect scores on all physical assessments, including reaction time, neck rotation, and leg strength. His doctor says his muscle mass and bone density are exceptional for his age, and credits his consistent twice-weekly resistance training as the primary reason he remains fully independent, while many of his peers require walkers or wheelchairs. Without resistance training, you lose between 5 and 8% of muscle mass annually after age 80, making every physical task progressively harder until basic activities like getting dressed, bathing, and using the toilet become impossible without help from others. This muscle loss also dramatically increases your fall risk because you lack the leg strength to catch yourself when you stumble and the arm strength to break your fall safely. Once you fall and break a hip or other major bone, statistics show that more than 40% of seniors never return to independent living. The physical decline accelerates after injury, and what started as preventable muscle loss ends with permanent loss of independence and autonomy. Resistance training is literally the difference between independence and dependence for most seniors over 80. Do 10 chair squats, 10 wall push-ups, and 10 resistance band pulls twice every week on the same 2 days without exception. Tuesday and Friday mornings work perfectly for most schedules. For chair squats, stand in front of a sturdy chair. Lower yourself slowly until you almost touch the seat, then stand back up using only your legs. For wall push-ups, stand arm's length from a wall and do push-ups against it rather than the floor. For resistance band work, step on the band and pull the handles up to shoulder height. These 3 exercises work every major muscle group you need for independent living. 2 15-minute sessions weekly could preserve your independence for years. Start this Tuesday morning and mark it permanently in your calendar as a non-negotiable appointment with your future independence. These 4 habits, morning protein priority, purposeful walking, manual task commitment, and twice-weekly resistance training, are the common denominators researchers consistently find in seniors who thrive independently past 80. Reaching 80, 85, or 90 while maintaining complete independence isn't genetic luck or random chance. It's the direct result of consistent daily habits that protect your muscles, bones, brain function, and physical capabilities. Thousands of seniors are already living proof that these 4 simple, mostly free habits work exactly as the research predicts. You have complete power to determine whether you'll be independent and thriving or dependent and declining in your 80s. The choice is entirely yours to make starting today. Which of these 4 habits are you already doing consistently, and which one will you add this week? Drop a comment with your honest assessment and your commitment. I read every single response and genuinely want to hear from you about your plan. If you know a senior who's worried about staying independent as they age, or who's already struggling with strength and capability, share this video with them immediately. These 4 research-backed habits could completely transform their future and add years of independence to their life. And if you want more evidence-based strategies for thriving past 80 with strength and independence, hit that subscribe button for information that could add years of capable, independent living to your life.